Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do Freya's monthly update. This is our beautiful 8-month-old baby girl, Freya. Hiya! Wave. Why are you so excited today? I love you! I'm going to do this video in the order that I do all of the update videos every month. Let's start with Freya's sleep. In the last update video, when she was 7 months old, I said that Freya was having 3 naps a day, but it was more 4 naps a day. She was having one mid-morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, which would only be half hour, and that was more us making her have that nap when she didn't actually need it, and then after dinner, like early evening. Now, 1 month later, we have dropped the late afternoon nap because it was completely unnecessary. So she only has 3 naps a day. One mid-morning at around 9 o'clock, one in the afternoon at around 2 o'clock, and then one in the early evening around 6:30. They're all about an hour to an hour and a half. The next section is poop, and in the 7-month update video I said she was in size 2 nappies and that she had no issues, and a month later exactly the same. I think she's been in size 2 nappies for a few months now. Literally exactly the same. Let's move on to the feeding section, and in the 7-month update video I said that she was having 4 bottles a day. She was having one in the morning when she first woke up. She would have one after her lunch, so to make sure that food was the priority, but then she would only drink like 1 ounce because she was so full up from eating so much in the morning. She'd have a 3rd bottle mid-afternoon, and then she'd have a 4th bottle in the evening before bed. So she was having them around 4 hours apart. We were always offering 7-ounce bottles, and she would always drink anywhere between 5 ounces to the full 7 ounces, apart from that 2nd bottle after lunch, which, as I said, she'd only drink like 1 ounce. She didn't want it. In terms of food, so weaning, we would give her her breakfast an hour after the bottle. We would then give her lunch 2 hours after breakfast. We would then give her a snack in the afternoon, about an hour before her afternoon bottle. And then we would give her no dinner because we're going to introduce that 3rd meal of the day in February when she's 9 months old. For now, she just has 2 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and then a snack in the afternoon, which you're not supposed to give baby snacks before they're 1, but we've just found that that's what works for us to kind of tide her over to that afternoon bottle. I said we were going to drop the first 2 bottles of the day, so the one in the morning and then the one after her lunch, down to 5 ounces because we wanted the food to be more of a priority over the bottle, and then the remaining 2 would still be 7, so we're gradually reducing them down. I did get a comment on that video saying not to reduce her formula because babies get all their nutrients from their formula. However, we were actually following the guidelines on the NHS website, which did say that you could reduce their bottles to 5 ounces because babies only need 20 ounces in a day. And if you split that between 4 bottles, that is 5 ounces per bottle. Now, on the first Wednesday of every month, I take Freya to the health visitor to get weighed. And on the first Wednesday of January this month, I spoke to the health visitor about Freya's 2nd bottle, the one after her lunch, the one where she only drinks 1 ounce. And I said that I think she's just eating so much in the morning that she's actually full up. And the health visitor said, well, why are you still offering her that bottle then? She told us to completely skip that bottle. She's having one in the morning, she's having breakfast an hour later, and then 2 hours after breakfast she's having lunch. And the reason why we give her lunch at like 11 is because that's the time she will have it at nursery. So we're trying to keep her routine the same, both at home and at nursery. So she is so full that she cannot have that second bottle. So the health visitor said, well, cut it out completely. There's no point trying to get her to have something that she can't eat. She's too full up. She's not hungry. She doesn't want it. She doesn't need it. As long as she's getting 20 ounces of formula in a day, which is what she needs for her nutrients, for her age, split that between 3 bottles instead, and that is 7 ounces, which is what we're offering her, 3 7-ounce bottles. So we are still offering her the exact amount of formula that she requires in a day. So what we're doing now, a month later, is we are doing bottle when she wakes up in the morning, breakfast an hour later, 2 hours after breakfast, around 11 o'clock, she has her lunch. She now doesn't have a bottle after that because she doesn't need it, and the health visitor approved that. It was actually the health visitor's suggestion to skip it. In the afternoon, she has a couple of the Ella's Kitchen melty sticks at around 2 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock, so an hour later, she then has that second bottle of the day. She doesn't have any dinner because we are going to introduce the third meal in February when she's 9 months. Her third bottle is in the evening at like 8 o'clock before she goes down to bed. I hope that made sense. The next section is health, and in the 7-month update video, I said that Freya only weighed 14 pounds and 6 ounces. Her pattern generally is that she puts on a pound every month. So in September, she was 12 pounds. In October, she was 13 pounds. In November, she was 14 pounds. So in December, we expected her to be 15 pounds, but she was only 14 pounds 6. So in a month between November and December, she'd only put on 6 ounces. But the health visitor was absolutely happy with that because she was weaning. She was having food, and she said that that does happen, that babies will start to lose a little bit of weight as they're starting to eat food and take less milk. Now, 1 month later, at 8 months old, we got her weighed on the first Wednesday of January, and she's gone back to her normal pattern of putting on a pound. So she's now 15 pounds 6. She also had 2 teeth when I did the 7-month update video, and a month later she still has those 2 teeth. We brush them twice a day, once in the morning after her bottle, and then once in the evening after her last bottle, so just before we put her into bed. Moving on to the next section, which is development, and I actually don't have that much to update you on compared to all of my other videos when I've had like a massive list. There's not actually that much of a difference between 7 months to 8 months. I'm just gonna read off my notes. So in the 7-month update video, I said that she was now sitting up independently. She could get into a crawl position. She could rock. She would put her hands on the floor and put her feet so that she was stood up. It was kind of like a upside down crab, or I called it a wheelbarrow. I'm just calling it the wheelbarrow position. But in terms of crawling, she would army crawl. She wasn't actually crawling on her hands and knees, but she could get into that position. She was pulling curtains, getting into all the nooks and crannies that she wasn't even supposed to be getting into. She would assert her preferences. She recognised emotions through tone of voice. She would follow moving objects with her eyes. She rakes objects closer to her. She would kind of wave. She would get overstimulated. What I did say in that video was that Freya was still not holding her arms up to be lifted, and she was still not babbling in the sense of saying like da 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 ga 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 ga. Now 1 month later at 8 months old, that is all exactly the same, and she is still not holding her arms up to be lifted, and she is still not saying da 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 ga 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 ga. What she is doing now is responding to the word no, and that usually means crying because she's not getting what she wants. She cries at loud sounds or if something makes her jump. I think we were at James's mum and dad's house the other day, and his dad spoke to her, but his voice was quite like deep and loud, and she was looking at him, and then her bottom lip came out and she started crying. So I think it scared her. She is crawling on her hands and knees now, but it is so slow that she'll do like a couple and then just drop down on her tummy and army crawl again. We're nearly there. When she puts her hands on the floor into a crawling position, but then stands her legs up, she will also move her feet, almost like walking a couple times. But obviously her hands are on the floor. And she's now putting her head on the floor as well. It's like she wants to do a headstand or something. She will lay on her back and lift her tummy up. I don't even know how to explain it, so I might have to demonstrate. Hold up. She will lay like this and go like that. And then the last thing that I've got down is she is saying "ay" sounds when she is playing. Moving on to the clothes section, and this is the last section of the video. In the 7-month update video, I said that Freya was in size 3 to 6 months in absolutely everything apart from her soft baby shoes, which were still 0 to 3 months, because she probably takes after me. I'm only a size 4, so she's probably just going to have small feet. Now, 1 month later, nothing has changed. She is 8 months old, but still in 3 to 6 month clothes and still in 0 to 3 months soft baby shoes. That is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!